guys, and welcome to my video lecture. This is basically a response lecture to the doubt that some of my students have asked me. So after I made that last lecture on DNA fingerprinting, some students have been asking me that the doubt is related to the steps of DNA fingerprinting. That step which is there, selection of the probe. So many students were asking me कि sir, ये VNTR सीक्वेंस अगर पता नहीं है तो प्रोब कैसे समझेगा. Okay, so see, the thing is that's a very good question. Okay, in fact when I was studying myself I had the same doubt. Okay, that see what that point explains, selection of the probe, it says that it assumes that you know the VNTR sequence and you create a complementary sequence to that VNTR sequence. Okay, for example, if the VNTR is TTT, then you create a complementary sequence which is AAA, correct? And obviously it being a probe, it will go and bind to that single stranded VNTR. But see, the thing is that it is not always possible to know the VNTR sequence. What if the sample that you are taking for DNA fingerprinting, what if it is an unknown sample? Then you obviously don't know the VNTR. So if you don't know the VNTR, how will you design the probe? That is the question which most people ask, and it's a very good question. Okay, so now we are going to tackle that. Okay, so see, now there are two cases. Okay, uh, case number one, I'm going to write down over here. Case number one is that I already know the genome of that person from whom the sample is taken. Please pay attention. Okay, so I know the genome of the person, and if I know the genome, I know the gene sequence, and if I know the gene sequence, I already know the VNTR. Okay, so if you have seen that last lecture of DNA fingerprinting, I had given the example of a hair falling at a crime scene, correct? And it is the suspect's hair. So we are matching the hair with the suspects. We have 7 people as the suspects. One of them is the one who has committed the crime, correct? So now in that case, suppose if I already know that this person is the suspect, out of the 7, that person has committed the crime, but I just want to cross check. So I already know the VNTR of that person, then I know which probe I should create. Are you getting me? For example, in case 1, suppose if the suspect is already known. So if the suspect is known, that means the VNTR of that suspect is known, correct? If I know the VNTR, because I have done all the genomic analysis, everything, so I know the entire gene sequence, so I know the VNTR. And suppose if the VNTR is say AAA, so that sequence is being repeated in that person's DNA, so I know that the probe that I want to form is TTT, correct? This is the probe. So now I just want to confirm that the hair is of that person. So what I will do is I will use that same TTT wala probe for DNA fingerprinting of that hair sample. Okay. And if the hair belongs to that person, it will form a similar kind of a X-ray. Correct. So this is case 1 when the VNTR is known. Okay. Now case 2, if we go, then in case 2, suppose if the VNTR is unknown, so that hair has fallen, there are 7 people as suspects, but you don't know who has committed the crime. You don't know the VNTR, you don't know the genome of that hair or that person. So now how will you do DNA fingerprinting? Now this is where most people have got a doubt. So now see, so you don't know. So in that step, selection of probe, what will you do? Which probe you will select, because you don't know the sequence of the VNTR. So take any probe, take any random probe. For example, suppose if I want to take the probe, whatever you want, uh, say for example the sequence GCC. Okay, so now we are doing case 2, and in this case 2, the genome of the suspects and hair is unknown, correct? and since this is unknown, that means VNTR is unknown. So you don't know what is the VNTR. So now how will you design the probe? So take any random probe. Okay, for example, let me take the probe GAA, any random, any probe that you want. Okay, now when you take that GAA probe, okay, so now let us write down over here. So I am taking the probe as GAA. This is the sequence. I have just taken any random nucleotide sequence. You can take CCC, anything. Now, where will this probe go and bind? So you know the next step, it is hybridization. So this GAA will bind to which sequence? It will bind to the complementary sequence present on the DNA single-stranded DNA fragment on nitrocellulose membrane. I hope you remember. So this will bind to which DNA sequence? This will bind to the sequence which is CTT, correct? Complementary sequence. So wherever these CTT sequences are present on the nitrocellulose membrane, this probe will go and bind over there. And after hybridization, you will do photography. You know that autoradiography. You will get an X-ray film, and that X-ray film, you know, it will show the bands. Wherever this radioactive probe has attached to the CTT, you will get the bands, correct? So okay, now let us do one thing. Let us suppose if this is the X-ray film that you get, correct, from that hair sample. Okay, so these are the places where you have got the bands. Okay, so this is your X-ray of hair sample, correct? So what does this show? This shows that these are the locations where that CTT sequence is present. Okay, it may or may not be the VNTR, you don't know that, and that is not even important. What is important is where is this probe binding. This GAA probe which you have taken, random probe, it is binding at these locations, because obviously only the area where the probe binds, that will be highlighted by the X-ray. We know that is the job of the probe. We are not trying to find VNTR over here. We are just trying to match two samples, whether they belong to the same person or not, correct? Now what we do is we take the fingerprints of all the 7 suspects, correct, and each one of them will have an X-ray. Okay, but one of them, if the hair belongs to that person, then what will happen is that person will have the same DNA as the DNA present in the hair, because both of them belong to the same organism. Obviously the hair is of that person. So what is going to happen is the DNA sequence of that person is going to be the same as the DNA sequence of the hair, and that is why this probe which you are using, GAA, it is going to bind exactly at the same locations, okay, as in the case of the hair. Okay, because the DNA sequence of that hair and that person's DNA is the same. एक ही इंसान का वो hair है, तो DNA same ही रहेगा, and because of that this probe is exactly going to bind to that CTT in the same position. And that is why when you remove the X-ray of all those 7 people, out of those 7 people, one X-ray will be exactly same as the X-ray of hair, because that probe GAA is going to bind to the sequence CTT at exactly the same locations. So when you get the X-ray, one of the X-ray of the suspects will be like this. Okay, other 6 may be random. Okay, see, are you understanding what I'm trying to say over here? You don't know the VNTR, but since the DNA is same, the probe is going to bind at exactly the same location. So you basically just have to see that the hair X-ray is matching with which X-ray of the suspects. As soon as it matches, suppose say suspect number 4 is having same X-ray, that means you know that suspect number 4 and the hair sample have the same DNA, so that hair belongs to suspect number 4. See, from this method you cannot find out the VNTR. We cannot find out the VNTR like this. See, this CTT sequence can be the VNTR, it cannot be the VNTR. Suppose if all the other 6 suspects, they are also showing bands, that means that CTT sequence is present in them also, so then it cannot be the VNTR. Suppose if you are very lucky and suppose the next 6 suspects do not show any bands on X-ray, that means कि उनके अंदर CTT है ही नहीं. Are you getting my point? So even if the VNTR is unknown, you can compare the samples and you can find out whether both those samples belong to the same person or not. Correct? And I think this was the question of most of the people, that if the VNTR is unknown, how do we do DNA fingerprinting? How do we select the probe? Then you just take a random probe and you allow the nitrocellulose membrane fragments and the probe to hybridize. If you want to match the samples, then the probe will attach to both the samples at the same place, and the X-ray that you will get will be exactly same as in this case. Correct? Suppose if you take the X-ray of some other person, then that X-ray might be like this. Correct? If there are 5 bands, suppose if I am adding 5 bands, then one will be over here, one will be over here, then one will have like this. Some other suspect will have an X-ray which is different. Okay, are you getting my point? So please remember this, okay, that even if the VNTR is unknown, you can do DNA fingerprinting, you can compare the samples, you just take any random probe and it is going to bind to the same location of the same DNA sample. What happens if the X-ray of hair doesn't match with any of the 7 suspects? Suppose if I tell you that the X-ray that you get of the hair is not matching with the X-ray of any of the 7 suspects, what does that mean? That means that none of them has committed the crime, because none of them has the DNA which is present in hair. That means none of them has done the crime. Are you getting? So even if the VNTR is unknown, you can do DNA fingerprinting. If VNTR is known, then it is the best thing. Okay, so I hope I have answered most of your queries, and so that is it. Okay, and guys, I'm going to upload some smaller lectures, okay, related to the topics which I have already covered in my DNA fingerprinting lecture. For example, I'm going to make a short lecture on restriction enzymes. I may make a lecture on electrophoresis. So please stay tuned. Okay, and I hope that all those people who are seeing this lecture right now, they have viewed my DNA fingerprinting lecture, because if you have not seen that lecture, this lecture won't make any sense. So please share, subscribe. Okay, and I hope I have solved this doubt of yours. If you have more doubts, please let me know. Okay, thank you.